Well, the audio is real bad, and then right after I saw everybody in Blacksburg, I got fucking robbed. And then after I got robbed, I played it was the first tour that I did with microphones, and that shit was weird because it was with a band called Never Shout Never, which everyone was like, hey, how was that tour? They were like, they wanted me to be like, wow, it fucking sucked. But in fact, it was really cool because after my guitar got stolen, that dude Chris from Never Shout Never, he let me use his guitar, another guitar of his, for the whole fucking tour. He's one of the punkest dudes I've ever met. He doesn't get any credit because he makes music for little girls. It's fucking okay because he's so good at it and it's so cool, and like I still see him and I'm like, man, he did me a solid, and like and honestly I was expecting to hate the experience.
So what you're telling me is I gotta steal your guitar to get laid.
I don't know what you just said.
I don't know if anyone's gotten laid off of stealing my guitar. I haven't met the person that has stolen my guitar.
You can't prove it.
And I have no idea. And then after that, I played a tour called Warped Tour, and
I never heard of it.
it's hot as shit, and it's fucking uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me and for all the people that go, and there's just thousands of people that subject themselves to it. And I did it when I was a kid, and it was like really glorious because I really like NoFX and Lagwagon and Rancid and Alpine Trio and like and Bad Religion and shit like that. And I went and I thought to myself, those bands did it, Quicksand did it, Tunnel Fight is on this year, I guess I'll fucking do it. And so I did that. And I felt so distant from playing house shows, from being a part of where I started, you know? Yeah. The serious, the basic fiber of what we're doing, you know, of being a part of this DIY, this punk, this hardcore, this whatever thing. This crazy animal that we're all a part of, this very human story that we're all a part of. I felt very distant from it because I was playing these clubs, and then I went on to do that festival tour, and there was just so much corporate bullshit, but at the same time I know that I want to reach people and whatever the fuck. I just felt far from this. And at the end of that tour, I was in a bus crash. In the beginning of the tour, I broke up with one of the loves of my life. And so I've been in love twice. I'll talk about that later. So I got robbed after the last time I was here. Broke up with a girlfriend the night before Warped Tour started. Then did this corporate circus thing of Warped Tour. Was in a bus crash and almost died. And then I went on a hitchhiking trip from Portland out to Alaska. That's cool. To try and find myself, and I didn't find myself, but it was the sort of stuff that helped me figure out what I wanted to do with that record called Crooked on My Mind, which is my first full length that I put out last year.
Okay.
So holy shit, I went through a lot of things, and somehow I came back to this part of Virginia, this part of Appalachia, this part of America that speaks to me the same way that my hometown of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania speaks to me. The way that Chattanooga or places like New Paltz, New York, the small towns, the small fucking towns that people don't hit on those big tours, the places that I wasn't going on Warped Tour, that Never Shout Never tour, the places that I don't get to see often enough that remind me of who I am, that put me face to face of why I'm a part of something like this. I'm saying a lot of words.
Say more.
And I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else. And so I write some songs, and I call myself by my middle name, which is Koji. And I'm here today. This is my first show. You will wear your soul time apart. Distance it grows and divide. Weighing so heavy, weighing heavy on our minds, and I can't hear you over the crowd. I can't hear you over the crowd. Almost there, not arrived. State of becoming, but the moment we die, the good and the bad set in stone. Someone saw it coming, but man, how can we have known? I can't hear you over the crowd. I can't hear you. No, 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 not over the crowd. Empty house, empty heart. Time away, time apart. Distance it grows a divide. Weighing so heavy, weighing heavy on our minds, and I can't hear you over the crowd. I can't hear you, no, 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 not over the crowd. That song was off my record Cooking in My Mind. I remember a couple things that stuck out to me because I'm a sensitive human being, and I remember people saying that my record cover copied off of the Drake record that came out last year, 3 months after my record, and I was like, you fucking idiots. We're copying off the same people. We were looking to our favorite soul singers, to our to Blue Note jazz record covers. I was referencing, and with respect to my cover, I was referencing Philadelphia Graffiti. I was referencing Leonard Cohen. The insert was the colors of my favorite Fugazi record, Repeater. The colors of the vinyl, the first press, was done after the self-titled Burn 7-inch. It was everything that I am, all the different things that I am, and it was reduced to you're copying off of the Drake record that came out after yours. What the fuck?
That first Burn 7-inch though.
Yeah, no. I'm saying I'm only this because of the people that came before me. So whether it's good or bad, it's just the people that came before me. I stand on the shoulders of those folks, just like the people that come after us stand on our shoulders. So it matters how you fucking carry it. And there's not enough people saying, besides the superficial level, oh, this is my judgment of you. But people looking further, looking for depth. I'm looking for depth. I'm looking for realness. I'm looking for dopeness. I want to know that you fucking love your scene, and that me being here as a guest, I have a sense of the good work that you people do here with your bands, with your shows, with the flyers that you make, with the art that you make, with the volunteer service that you do, with the jobs that you work, whether people thank you for it or not. I want to know that this shit matters. Because this shit saved my life. Punk rock saved my fucking life. And that's why I sing. And that's why I put out my record, Cooking in My Mind. And I want to thank you for being here in this room, in this house. Because holy shit, this is a celebration if I've ever been to one. So
Yeah!
I've got a creeping feeling about some folks who are known to me. They are not. They say that I'm not the person they can see, and we'll never know the truth in all of this. Not even if we traded, I switched out our shoes, right in the sleeves. Not understand, there's no understanding. Understand, there's no understanding. Understand, there's no understanding. Sometimes, all of the time. There's something about my skin that's freckled deep that you might see, but cannot know. There are no words, don't stay. I know that's hard 'cause it's not right, but it's not wrong still. It's not right, it's just what it is. It's not back home right. I won't apologize. Understand, there's no understanding. Understand, there's no understanding. Understand, there's no understanding. Sometimes, all of the time. Now I wanna push you all away. I wanna push you all away. Goddamn, I wanna push you all away. Make you hurt so you can know my pain. I don't possess a word, so I kick and scream like I'm gagged, I'm bound. I'm more lost than found. I am everything. Now I apologize. Now I apologize. It's a wounded heart. It's a wounded heart that's speaking. It's a wounded heart. It's a wounded heart. Thanks. This is an old one. It's called Like We Do. All that time spent waiting on the other to come around. Was it all time just spent wasted? Well, I wonder, so I wonder till I cannot be found. We will be fine after this, fine after no white and white, middle of the road. Oh, we will be fine after all say what a shame, but you can't stop the rain when it comes. That wasn't love, we were enough, but something broke that could not be fixed. We will be fine after this, fine after the white and white, middle of the road. Oh, we will be fine after this, fine after the only question now is where are we to go? Well, time rolls on. We do. I'm gonna do a new one since I did an old one. We'll see if I remember the words. I can't turn on the faucet. I'm not making up excuses or demands. There's just no bottom to the glass that I am pouring. There is no door to the room that I am in. If I got all the things I think I'm wanting, then what the hell would I be chasing then? What would I be chasing then? Burn the bridge, a good part of the sea. What does it matter when you're swimming? Look how deep. I've mistaken all my lows for sobriety. Wander the halls of this jail like I have got the key. And if I got all the things I think I'm wanting, then what the hell would I be chasing then? What would I be chasing then? Looking hard, diving deep and coming up, empty-handed with enough is just enough. Well, if I'm choking on the words that I have left, do I give them back or hear them when I am fucking dead? If I got all the things I think I'm wanting, then what the hell would I be chasing then? What would I be chasing then? That's called The Glass. Thanks. Today's a cool day because I have some friends of mine that I played a bunch of basement shows and small shows to no one, just to each other. And today they have an audience and they put out a new record. The name of their band is called Live Speed. They're from Grand Rapids, Michigan. They have a record called Rooms They House In. That's fucking awesome. And a couple years ago we got to do a split together called Never Come Undone. It was all from my side. We took and we made it out. Don't have to ask because we already know. Oftentimes described in terms of distance, it's different. We're defined by what only some can hold is love. sweet side, just waiting on the rain. Seasons pass, no one asks, no, the questions just don't ring. Is that enough? They take until there's nothing left. Disappear, unremembered, move on to the next. Where's the heart and the soul? Where's the meaning in this mess? Is it the blind lead and the blind check? Your hand don't make your bed. Now what's enough?
We might need to fix the sound recorder.
Oh yeah. Point that in my direction. Okay. Let me do this one first. That last song is about resilience. This song is about being foolish. You know, we make a lot of plans, and most of them don't ever work out. But it's good that we plan, because you gotta have direction to make some decisions, right? And how we make our best decisions is just good intention. And for all our good intent, man, fuck, shit just doesn't work out. And I had someone come up to me and talk to me about a song that was about racism on the record that I put out, and he thought it was about a girl. And I was like, good. Maybe it's about a girl. I really reconsidered some things, and I was like, well, maybe I'm writing a lot of new songs. And one of the things I was really embarrassed about, because I just didn't understand who the fuck I was as a single person, as just like this adult that wasn't a new adult. Like I just turned 27, and now I have a new type of fear. You know, like I don't want to lose my vitality. I don't want to lose what was so true about being young, that certainty, right? And so with that new openness I feel to the fact that I'm just completely aware that I don't know anything. I've opened up a new box of ideas, and I've wondered who I am to other people, and can I love myself, and can I love other people? Because so much of Crooked in My Mind was about how do I exist with respect to this whole thing, the whole world. But I wasn't really looking in terms of a scope, in terms of a language of like you to me, you know? And so I've asked some hard questions, and this is the beginning of my question. This song's brand new. I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna tune up, but that's real cool that you're still here. I wonder though, is it the same lessons whether we're thinking about politics and society? when we think about the friends or the lovers or the family members that have failed us, when we look at corporate fraud and embezzlement and big crimes like that, when we look at violent crime, when we think about from white collar to down to the streets, into our own lives, into our own homes, are we talking about different things? I just don't know. So maybe I just made the same record. I'm writing the same record again, everybody.
Sticking to, I've got so many things that I've gotta do. Say I will, say I must. In this plan I'll trust, this where I'll put my faith for now. Might as well be wrong. Might as well be wrong. Might as well, 'cause I was wrong about you. I've got wants and desires that I struggle with, and a birth from a fire starting to begin. Say I will, say I must. If this hurt, I'll trust it. Where I'll put my faith for now. Might as well. Not by settling down, but by settling. My heart's more restless than free. I'm scared you might agree. I don't know where I put my faith for now, but I might as well be wrong. Might as well be wrong. Might as well. Wasn't I wrong? Wrong about you.
Winning the losers bracket. You guys were cool, man.
Thank you.
I used to be in a two-piece as well, and I used to scream. and I didn't have enough songs to play a full acoustic set, and our songs were too short to have a full screaming set. So when I was in high school, I used to do both, and thank God there's no YouTube back then. This is for y'all.
Thank you.
I gave away most of everything to see if then I could get free. I cut off most of my hair, 'cause I was getting scared that I might be hiding something. seeing my face for the first time. Seeing my face for the first time. Seeing my face for the first time. Very first time. Much more than I thought I'd need to get by. Simple path. Simple life.
Just
I might cry, but I'm good. Cookout
rock. Don't cry, because then I'll start. I have some friends in hardcore bands that always preface their fight stories with, "I know you're about that peace and nonviolent shit, but I had to do what I had to do," and I'm like, I understand. I was the kid that, when I was getting suspended, was also winning Volunteer of the Year award and was class president. I just was very confused because I was talking to you about it before that when I was a kid and September 11th happened, I was a freshman in high school, and I remember that being the only Japanese kid in school, I didn't like that everyone thought it was Japan, which is really that flew the planes into the towers, and that was what I was hearing from the jocks in the lunch line, and people were sharing with me, and I didn't know how to take that. I remember being even younger than that, and just like little things. When you're like a little kid, you hear like people would tell me about Chinatown, which makes no sense to me because I'm Japanese and Filipino. I don't know where the fuck Chinatown is. I remember even more recently, when I was out of high school, I remember getting punched in the head at a hardcore show in the middle of Pennsylvania. It was an Earth Crisis show, which I was like, there should be PC hardcore kids here, but yeah, I'm getting punched in the fucking head because I showed up with a white girl. And I just don't understand.
Literally.
I know. And later on, I met my friend Devin was playing in a band. He was in Such Gold, and he's related to Carl, and he was like, "Why don't you just tell them they want to beat that dude up?" I was like, I didn't know. I was just. But that's what I mean. Is like the terror that you feel, the things that people single you out for. All of that. I mean, that's real. No matter how big or small it is, it doesn't have to be the color of your skin, the shape of your eye. It could be something else. Your religion, your lack of it, your sexuality, your political beliefs, the education that you have or you don't have. You don't have to be moneyed or degree to matter in this world. And I came to this because I needed to hear that as someone that just didn't have a place growing up where I grew up. And we were talking before, I love these small towns, man, because there's something about it that reminds me, like I said, who I am and puts me face to face with why I do this. So the slant that you look at the world with, the chip on your shoulder that you can't shake, I fucking get it and I hear you. And I sing because I just share in that so much. And so I made that Crooked in My Mind record. And this song is my favorite one off of it because I can't say better than what I mean than when I say this. So this song's called Pang and Flash. I just got a few more. Thanks for listening, everybody. Talked a lot about negative shit. And I keep thinking the word resilience. And that's what I've really wanted to say. For all those words I just said. Resilience.
Something went crooked in my mind. It stays crooked as I ride from where I stand. It all seems wrong. Something sits out with the time wasted, way without a guiding where I stand. It all seems off. Moment to moment, second hand and slowing. Rest came into frame. All was clear. And the flash of my conscience as the past I keep passing. It holds, it'll dim with the day and fall back into night. Fall back into night. Try the less I've done. Kept on dreaming, keep dreaming my
tour. I got a month of being. It is hot as testicles. So I'm not going to keep you longer than this last song. This is the first track off of Crooked in My Mind. It is about the sheer terror and sheer joy of starting something new, and I can't imagine more hot as testicles and joyful way to start a month-long tour of the States, 3 months of touring. I got the UK right after this, and then a lot of studio time, and then South Africa, which is fucking crazy.
Wow. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Incredibly crazy.
I haven't even been through West Coast.
That's gonna be high.
No, it's actually like California. It's like 70 degrees and sunny.
Sign me up. I'm there.
Birds are like really nice all the time. And then the sharks.
They actually have penguins in South Africa.
This is a celebration to be here in a room like this. And I look at people that, I mean, I don't always have a good time when I go to shows, but
I do now.
but generally I have this sense of wonderment because I try to see people as people, not as a statistic, not as a thing, not as like a genre of person or a certain type of whatever. Because this whole shit is not about your sneakers or wearing a fucking cool hat or having the right pressing of a record or I haven't been into this like longer than other people. It's not about that.
Exactly. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you so much.
It's not about
Fuck yes. Thank you.
It took a lot of hard miles for all of us to get in this room. It took a lot of bad days and it took a lot of good ones. And I think we come back to a space like this because there's a potential in music that sometimes we reach that celebrates those very deepest lows and our highest highs. And I think if we can do one thing, is celebrate each other, celebrate our potential, and task each other with reaching for that. Because if I didn't have a thing called music, I wouldn't know how to be. I wouldn't know how to live. I wouldn't know how to reach outside of myself for something better. So I want to thank you for making it here tonight, not because it's a show that I'm playing, but because for your community, for our community, for the arts all over the world and for humanity, it just fucking matters that we do this in the small ways, in the big ways, whatever. It's not about scale or how you look or whatever. It's just about being and living. So thank you for being true, and thank you for being here. This is my last song, Chasing a Ghost. It's been a fucking honor. Thanks for having me. I was alone and reckless. My soul was still but ready to fight. There was a beautiful time in my life. There was a beautiful time in my life.
selfies.
Where was a beautiful time of my life? As loud as you fucking can if you want a song after that. Where was a beautiful time in my life? There's some English shit, not even wait until the song Wait until the song is done. This is what always happens at the end of my shows. There will be one person, everyone's looking at me, and someone will be like, play this song. And I'm like, that's not how you ask for more. That's fucking weird. It's awkward for everyone. It's not awkward for Can't even wait before, it's just, it's almost what I wanted, but the opposite.
That's how we wanted it. That's the opposite of what you wanted. That's the opposite. They're close.
Alright, well listen, I will play. Do you want? Does it? Can you stand more?
Yes.
What kind of questions?
Shit more songs!
We're rocking till the sun comes
I
up,
will
baby.
play. I will play two more. I will play two songs about the mountains. Is that okay? I'm gonna play one, and I want to play, and then I'll play the song that connects where I live now, Philadelphia, to a place called Roanoke. Yes. This is also off the Intuitive Verse. This goes out to a drive that she might have. It looks different than mine, but not by much. When I started playing shows, I would leave in every direction. I would pass through the gentle hills and the mountains, because they are fucking mountains. Fuck Rocky State people. The Appalachian
They're assholes. I have fucking mountains in my backyard.
These are fucking mountains. It's not just lower.
They're just old. And
Old as shit. They're older, and like we said before,
they're more
they've
fun
been
to
in the
hike.
game longer, more hardcore than other mountains.
Yeah.
They've been here.
Stay true. I mean, I'm on the same page. Colorado. Yeah. Fuck Colorado.
Some new ass mountains.
You check mountains, think they can fucking come in here and think they run the
This song
place.
goes out to all you motherfuckers that live around those old ass mountains we call it Appalachian. Fuck the Rockies. I'm gonna post this shit online and you guys are gonna have to miles on miles of memories. Ghosts are hanging on like the morning. Some birds in off giants rise. And I know I'm alright. Afternoon sky is a hammer, leaning down, blinding my eyes.
All y'all posing.
Gotcha.
Please do it.
Finding it easier to leave than to stay. Rushing in, rushing out of the infinite. the Commonwealths of Pennsylvania and Virginia.
Yeah.